A dash. The boy woke up from the darkness with a headache. In front of you. It's a completely unfamiliar sight. This is where? Oh? Some memories came flooding back. Ming, 16 years old, student at Vocational and Technical College. This is who he is today. I actually traveled through time. Ming rubbed his head, and it took him a long time to accept this fact. I'm dead after looking at it. Ming was in a trance. In his previous life, he was a programmer, working 16 hours a day and facing various mindless demands. Unexpectedly, he died suddenly in front of the computer. He remembered the last night, very tired. Because the stupid product manager changed the requirements temporarily, hoping that the background of their smart app could change color according to the user's mood, it would be joyful red when they were happy. When you are sad, it is melancholy blue. When excited, it is surging purple. Him? If there was a knife on the table at that time, ha ha. In my memory. In the end, he worked until late at night and had a splitting headache. His biggest dream seemed to be to get up in the morning and have a fight with the product manager. It seems there is no hope. Ming was very sorry. He even thought in a wicked way that if the product manager went in early in the morning and patted himself and found that he was already cold, he would be scared to death. Heh? Ming smiled. This can be regarded as the end of my career as a programmer. What happened in the previous life is over. Family? Non-existent. His parents were in poor health and died when he was young. Girlfriend? He. How could a programmer have a girlfriend? On the contrary. The product manager works 5 to 6 people a day, bragging about the products he has made every day, showing off his girlfriend and so on. Ah, damn product dog. I really want to fight him. If I could go back in time, I would definitely beat that guy up. Wait. Ming felt that his mentality was wrong. We have obviously traveled through time and gained a new life. If the ultimate goal is to go back in time and collect product dogs, is it too low level? Huh? Ming breathed a long sigh of relief and finally calmed down. Let the things of the previous life go with the wind. Now, it is time to think about the present. Think of this. Ming began to look at the room. 5 square meters. There is only a narrow single bed. Ming frowned. This narrow area gave him very bad memories. He had lived in such a poor place in the rental house near the National People's Congress. It can't be. Ming suddenly had a bad feeling. Wow. A huge amount of memories emerged. Only then did he realize that the memory of the original owner seemed to have always been there. Like a set of videos covering a lifetime, which he could read at any time. Ming. Only 16 years old. Vocational and Technical College students. Family conditions are good. My parents are healthy, I have an older sister, I have received a good education. And my basic conditions are pretty good. Why end up in a technical college? Oh. This sister is so evil. Since school, he has been sweeping all the way, with full firepower, winning every first place. After starting to practice, he has become the best in the world, leaving everyone far behind. Almost no one in their area knew it. And little Ming grew up under such a halo, and was always compared to the whipping corpse. Certainly. These are not the point either. The point is, when Ming thought about this sister, he vaguely felt some strange emotions from Ming as a child. Such as envy, inferiority, liking, haziness, goddess, sister control, etc. Something doesn't seem right. Brush. Ming subconsciously opened a mattress and dug out a bunch of strange books under the quilt, such as, My Sister Falls in Love with Me, My Sister Can't Be Such a H***. The Overbearing Sister Kiss Me Forcibly, Sister's Guide. Ming? But if you think about it carefully, it's normal. A kid. Ming comforted himself like this, and then saw the wads of toilet paper thrown into the wastebasket. A little boy. Lu Ming thought this way. With such a beautiful and talented sister, it is normal for little boys to have all kinds of strange thoughts, especially those in adolescence. Certainly. Xiao Luming also knew that this was wrong, so he escaped decisively. Escaped to this relatively distant city. He knew that he might not be able to surpass his sister in the combat profession in this life, so he simply chose to become a card maker, thinking that he might also be able to gain some fame. Being successful in the future will also help my sister. The results speak for themselves. Card maker? Lu Ming was a little confused and began to look through this memory. Because of the rich energy between heaven and earth, this world has thousands of cultivation professions. Everyone can practice and choose the cultivation profession they like. But there is no doubt that even if they are both cultivation professions, there is a big difference. Some people like to be passionate and punch to the flesh. This is a man's romance. Some people like to be elegant and unrestrained and control magic. This is the pursuit of mysteries. And card maker is a very good auxiliary profession. To put it simply, a card maker encapsulates various abilities, illusions, images, etc. in blank cards and makes them into cards for easy use. In theory, if you are powerful enough, you can encapsulate everything. Encapsulate everything? Lu Ming felt very awesome. He recalled the relevant memories well. Card makers all have something called an original card. When someone releases an ability on the original card will encapsulate this ability. And then use the card maker's craftsmanship to turn this ability into a card. Abilities are drawn into cards for easy use. This thing. Lu Ming pondered for a moment, burn a CD. We're traveling together. After all, they are all in the IT industry. Certainly. Although the card maker has little combat power, it is still a good auxiliary profession. It's just. How do I put it? Xiao Luming, who was baptized by the vocational college, participated in the professional training organized by the college and has become a qualified brick-and-mortar party member. The only card-making technology he has mastered is the one-star energy card. Because the energy contained in the energy stone is somewhat unstable, the value is not fixed. And it is not convenient to carry, so the card maker can encapsulate the energy in the energy stone into a blank card to make an energy card. 1 piece per hour, 20 pieces can be made a day, net profit is 5 yuan a day, 100 yuan a day. Eat a lot and be full. Don't worry about sales. Calm down. You must calm down. Lu Ming's hands were shaking. He vaguely recalled the experience of participating in a training class in his previous life and becoming a Java programming dog. Unexpectedly, this little Lu Ming was doing exactly the same thing. What about cheating? Looking through his memories, he continued to look down. Although it was a bit difficult, Xiao Lu Ming's life was considered stable. Until one day, his genius sister came to see him, and Xiao Lu Ming was frightened. In order not to be embarrassed. In order to maintain his poor little boy's dignity in front of his sister. In order to show that he was living well here, Xiao Lu Ming did a coquettish operation that normal people could not imagine. Loan. He took out a loan to open a card-making shop and became a small boss. It's also a campus loan. Fruit loan. Because little Lu Ming is also very delicate and looks like her sister, so little Lu Ming bought a wig, women's clothing, took some half-length photos, and borrowed a batch of campus loans. Lu Ming? Gan Liniang. Are all children from other worlds so showy? The result. Everyone knows it. My sister came and saw that Xiao Lu Ming was doing well now, so she went back. Very bland. Didn't even say a good word. After all, at her level, Xiao Lu Ming's business was basically just a small business, but because of this, Xiao Lu Ming embarked on a hard life of repaying loan shark interest every day. It's just. Xiao Lu Ming's card-making skills are too low, and the only cards he can sell are energy cards, so the store's business is almost zero, and he will soon be unable to even pay back the interest. Sure enough, something happened. Lu Ming sighed. Almost everyone who takes out a campus loan has a consequence. He didn't need to think about it, he knew what happened next, and he could also guess why he finally traveled through time. Very simple. Little Lu Ming is obviously dead. Lu Ming continued to read through the memories. Really? The campus loan company quickly came to visit and directly arrested Xiao Lu Ming to sell himself. Then, as expected, he discovered little Lu Ming's true gender, beat him up, and threw him out. He was told to pay off the loan within a month. Otherwise, he would be dragged to meet some customers with special hobbies. Little Lu Ming was frightened. After he came back, he worked like crazy. I made 22 pictures a day and only slept for 2 hours. Half a month later. Sudden death. Lu Ming? Xin Li Niang. Shouldn't he be beaten to death by the loan company? What the hell is sudden death? Lu Ming felt that the world was full of malice toward him. Real. Even if he died suddenly as a programmer in his previous life, this little guy also died suddenly from overwork. What the hell? Lu Ming felt that there was a feeling of depression in his heart that was difficult to calm down. Is it the little guy? Or your own? Ah. A good hand of cards is played to pieces. Such a good sister, if she had been raised since childhood, oh, no, if she had been hugging her since childhood. She might have become prosperous long ago. But what a little boy's self-esteem. Lu Ming was filled with emotion. Apparently, Xiao Lu Ming died under his own pride. In fact, even if he told his sister or parents, things would not be like this. However, isn't this the case for adolescent boys? Myself back then. Hey? That's pretty good. Lu Ming thought for a while. The little guy has obviously been suffering. With such a sister, he will probably never be able to hold his head up, especially if he still has admiration for her. It will be even more terrifying. And he will not be able to hold his head up in the next life. It's okay to leave. But he left so happily, leaving Lu Ming in quite a lot of trouble. Lu Ming stood up. Push open the bedroom door. Outside is a neat and clean room, with transparent glass windows on the left and right sides. Some instruments that have never been seen before are placed on them. In neat boxes, there are rows of cards full of texture. Clean. Tidy. It's a completely different world from the messy bedroom behind. Apparently, this is the shop that the little guy bought in exchange for his life. Walking to the door, Lu Ming opened the door of the shop. Bright sunlight shone in, and the whole world seemed to become alive at this moment. Towering buildings. Bustling crowds. Driving back and forth. Fresh morning air. Lu Ming took a deep breath. And it seemed that all his worries had disappeared. This is the world he traveled through. This is the beginning of his time travel. This world, I'm here. Lu Ming decided to use one sentence to bid farewell to everything in his previous life and welcome this new world. Hello world.